And the next thing I know, I'm promoting Coming to America.
Rotted.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hold on, wait.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, wait. So when you say you're presenting, you're Coming to America, in what capacity is a lookalike?
Right.
What did you have to do?
Once Eddie Murphy came out with a film, all I had to do was dress up as Eddie. The client would then supply me with the women. The client would then supply me with everything that I need around me to have that illusion that Eddie Murphy's coming to town.
What?
So whether it be a limousine, it didn't really matter. Yeah, go abroad. Yeah. We had, at that time, we used to have our prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if his videos went into our price, yeah, and they wanted to promote the video, boom. Once again, they dress me up, surround me with whatever they need, and people will start taking pictures.
Really?
And people will come and, yeah.
But no, thank you for coming on the pod, man. I think that the last time I seen you was when you done my show for me in Greenwich, which I really appreciated, by the way.
Okay.
Coming
What
all the way
did you think? Do you think the set was all right?
No, you murked it, man. Like, you are one of the you're one of the comics that I really like watching. One, I feel like you're very unpredictable in a way where I sit there and I'm like, did Rudy write this, or is he just getting it off his chest? Because you make it look so effortless. You're also a comic that, like, you're in the clubs, whether it's the working men's clubs or it's the comedy clubs, and you're a seasoned comic. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's why I'm so intrigued when I watch you, because I know that, like, there isn't an audience that you're going to be like, oh, they're a hard crowd today, or it's like, whatever it is, I'm just going to go out there and do it. Do you know what I mean?
I don't feel intimidated by an audience. I've reached that point where
I believe
intimidation is kind of like gone.
Do you feel that audience are intimidated by you though?
They can be.
Yeah.
They can be. Most definitely. And I think so they should be, for the way that they treated me when I first started. So I'm like, I'm not going to let you lot do that to me again, right? Yeah. But it's more a case of wanting to always consistently wanting to challenge the narrative. For me, growing up as a child, there was always a perception of who I was and who I was as a black person living in the UK.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And so growing up, getting into the comedy was like me kind of thinking to myself that I have to address this, I have to readdress this balance because it don't feel too right. Yeah. And I only say that because it's been nearly 38 years of being in the world of stand-up comedy. You know, and I didn't come into it because, oh, you're the funny guy. You're the funny guy, innit?
Yeah.
No, I was not the funny guy. I wasn't the guy, you know what I mean, who everyone will go, oh, yeah, hang around with Rudy, he's going to make you laugh, he's going to make you laugh. No, Rudy ain't going to make you laugh. You know what I mean? Rudy ain't going to make you laugh because it was like, we ain't got time to laugh. We got too many things to deal with. Our teachers, for example, they got such a low expectation of us. Yeah. So rather than focus on the lesson, I'm focusing on letting him know that I ain't no dickhead. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? but there's a price to pay. Yeah. When you do that. Do you know what I mean?
What was the price?
The price was that you're a loudmouth. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the passage at school, especially secondary school, because I got kicked out so many times of the classroom. But when you kick me out of the class, in the classroom, and I step outside there's a whole group of other guys kicked out of the classroom. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And these were the guys who, because our parents, the way that our parents brought us up, they taught us our ABCs. They taught us, do you know what I mean, simple mathematics, etc., etc., etc. So when you want to dumb it down, that means that I got time to play in class. Ah, okay. And when you start questioning certain things, you get kicked out. So sometimes there was times when I got kicked out and I just rushed, go downstairs, go into the toilet, do my little paperwork, come back up, stand up in the passageway, and then start messing around with, you know what I mean, Michael and all them man them who is out there. You get me? But the thing is that, like I said, the price that you pay is that the teachers then talk about you in the in the room.
Yeah.
You get me? In their little office, not what was it? Staff room. That's the one.
Yeah.
So when the next teacher comes to see you, they've already got some sort of concept of who you're supposed to be and what have you. So they want to come down hard on you, kind of like thing. But it don't take too long to turn the classroom against them. So that whole thing of like working a crowd started at school. I didn't know.
It's like that for a lot of comics. I think a lot of comics realise that the power you have to have people listening can definitely come from your peers at such a young age, where you're like, oh, people want to listen to
you. They listen.
Yeah,
you get me? So I had everybody at a point where they would listen. My intention is not to make you. It was never with the intention that I wanted attention to make you laugh, but it was with the intention of saying, can't you see how this person perceives us? Can't you see what's going on in the school? Can't you see? And so they would listen, right? Because like my thing basically is when I left school, I wanted to become an electrical engineer. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, but then the thing is that the economy collapsed. And they stopped doing apprenticeships.
Okay.
And they moved
So what year is this roughly?
This got to be about 76, I think.
Okay.
Apprenticeships died out and they moved into trainees. And then from trainees, it changed over to enterprise schemes and all them kind of things. But because your parents would always tell you to go out and get a trade. Go and get a trade. That was the thing. Yeah, and I wanted to go and get a trade. But there was no apprenticeships to be had. Yeah. So you had to become a trainee, and then after there was something else after trainee. I can't remember what it was. It's so long ago, but that just didn't work out. And like a couple of friends of mine, a couple of man them who I was really close with, can't mention no names, but he ended up inside. So I used to visit him because we grew up kind of like thing. And then he goes, when he comes out, you know what I mean, he wants to run a restaurant. So I said, right, you want to run a restaurant? Okay, that was good. Do you know what I mean? So when you come out, me and you will do a thing, you know what I mean? So I decided to go into the hotel and catering industry.
What made you go into that industry? Because it's quite interesting you saying that like you're able to kind of like control a small audience, but then also wanting to go into a kind of trade. Yeah, because this guy was my best friend. Okay.
Right, and he ended up being inside for quite a while, and like going backwards and forwards from visiting him and hearing what he wanted to do when he come out. It was like, okay, we could set up a thing whereby if I go and learn about the hotel and catering industry, yeah, and you come out because you told me that you're going to be a cook and thing, and then I work out how we run a restaurant. Yeah, we're off, innit?
Yeah. Okay,
we're off. Yeah, so I started doing silver serving. I started working in the hotels and stuff like that. And then it was like when I started doing silver service and waitering, I started getting these tips, blood. Right? And you get tips for service.
Yeah. Especially in this country as well.
Yeah.
It's like we're not a tipping nation.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. But I was working at the Waverley Hotel. This is where the story's going to start now. I was working in the Waverley Hotel and I'm getting these tips, right? Which means inadvertently that you're entertaining us and we like you so much that we're going to give extra. We're giving you, it's like you've added value to our evening. Yeah? So it's a strange one. I'm working. I used to tease the chef then, man. I used to take my tips, yeah, and I used to put it on the hot plate and line it up like all 30, 40. And line it up and turn them, send them brock and all them thing there. One man throws soup at me, right? But anyway, he was vexed. But Art Blakey walked in, right? Now, Art Blakey, I was at the Waverley Hotel, and Art Blakey walked in. And he goes to me, you look like Eddie Murphy, you know? I don't know who Eddie Murphy was. Right, Eddie Murphy just come out with Trading Places at that point in time. Yeah, that was what actually come out. Yeah, but what was next to come out was Coming to America.
So this is the 1980s.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So most of the man them, even despite the fact that man them throw soup at me and all them things there, yeah, a lot of the staff, right, were actors and actresses. A lot of them. Yeah, because we was in the West End.
Yeah.
So they said to me, there's this thing called Lookalikes. Next thing I know, I joined the Lookalike agency, right, Mo? And Derek Doubles, Susan Scotts, and the next thing I know, I'm promoting Coming to America.
Rotted.
Boom. Boom. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, wait. So when you say you're presenting, you're Coming to America, in what capacity is a lookalike?
Right. What did you have to do? What I had to do, right, was basically, once Eddie Murphy came out with a film, all I had to do was dress up as Eddie, right? The client would then supply me with the women. The client would then supply me with everything that I need around me to have that illusion that Eddie Murphy's coming to town.
What?
So whether it be a limousine, it didn't really matter. Yeah, go abroad. Yeah. We had, at that time, we used to have our prices. Yeah. Yeah. So if his videos went into our price, yeah, and they wanted to promote the video, boom, once again, they dress me up, surround me with whatever they need, and people will start taking pictures.
Really?
And people will come and,
But did they know that you was a lookalike, or did they think you was Eddie Murphy?
Right. They initially, because of all the drama that they create. Because you got to remember, this is Paramount's budget we're talking about using. Yeah. So because of all the facade and everything they create, initially they think it's Eddie Murphy. Yes. Everyone's like, whoa, whoa. And all I've got to do is stand there going, right? And you got these girls in the way and what have you, so people can't really see you too tough. And you get bundled in here and you get bundled in there. You know what I mean? But it wasn't until I went to my godbrother's house, and his next door neighbours, they had a copy of Delirious, the actual stand-up he did, because he was at that time he was doing Saturday Night Live. And I saw Eddie Murphy do stand-up for the first time, and that was the first time that I saw somebody doing stand-up for an hour. Nothing on stage.
Okay.
Because I used to enjoy comedy from way before that. You know what I mean? I can go back to Charlie Williams, I can come through to Kenny Lynch, you get me? Then we come down, then we come back down, then we get to Lenny Henry, then you come back down, then you get to Leo Chester, then you get the Real McCoy, then you get Angie and everybody, and then you start getting us. So once I saw him do that, the coincidence again was that there was a lookalike competition being held by Choice FM, by Commander B, down at Podium in Vauxhall. So I entered that competition, right? And one of the first gags that I did as Eddie Murphy, but at the time I wasn't Rudi Lickwood, as Eddie Murphy. Was about going into a toilet, and this guy was being held up. And he just went to me, oh, suck it, man, suck it. Suck it. And the gun didn't go off, and the guy sitting right here in the front row, and the place went mad. That's when the place just, Mo, when I tell you, blown. Blown. So I came second to Whitney Houston in that. Whitney was good. This girl could perform like Whitney. This girl, she was a proper lookalike thing. She could perform, do all of that. Do you know what I mean? And because I was doing the lookalike circuit, I'm meeting up with other lookalikes, George Michael Jackson. Do you know what I mean? It's like they wanted to do shows and they wanted somebody to host, and I was with Eddie Murphy. So I said, all right, I'll do it. I didn't know what I was going to do though, because you know what I mean, I only had 2 lines and that little thing that I dropped the other day at the Podium. And
would you do this in an American accent as well?
No, I couldn't get the accent, you know.
Okay.
I could but I was a lookalike. I wasn't an impersonator, and I never ever pretended to be.
But I guess for the audience, I'm guessing at this stage it's just like, oh my god, this looks like
Yeah, it looks like
that's all they. I guess
that's all they wanted because like if you're outside at our price and you're trying to draw attention, that's all you want to do, and then the PR companies, they just want to get the customers in, and then once they've got the customers in, right. If they're going to take a photograph, they're also going to buy, or they're going to purchase, or they're going to.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't a necessity for me to be able to impersonate him. Yeah. I started going down that road at one point because I saw the potential of it, especially when the Lookalike started to ask me to host stuff for them so they could put on shows. And it just so happens that one evening I left my bloody clothes on the train. But the show still had to go on. Yeah. And I had to go, so I had to do that going on as me. Because the show had to be hosted.
Yeah.
And I was still getting responses.
So it was almost like you didn't even need to do this Lookalike
Not
stuff.
really, but then something has to get you through the door. It's like a couple of cans opened up.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so
yeah.
if you take away a couple of cans, for example, right, it doesn't take anything away from you as a talent or anything like that, right? It's the same like with Gina to a certain extent, Gina Yashere. It was that they were looking for an African comedian. They went through a directory, Gina's name popped up. Yeah. But you had to have been doing the hard work to put yourself in that position in the first place. Yeah. Like with me, once I got stripped of the Murphy thing, and I still went up there, and I still got a response, maybe not as big, but I still got a response. I went, oh, interesting.
Yeah. What was that moment like when you was getting laughs for you, and it wasn't the Eddie Murphy impersonator?
It was surprising to me.
Did it ever feel like a fluke? Because
I've always felt like an imposter, if that's what you're asking.
No, but I mean, like, did it feel like a fluke that you got laughs? Because normally, I guess it's like if you have the pleasure of being an impersonator, you're like, I've already won once you see me, that's what you all wanted. Right. And then to then go on stage and do material as yourself, you're like, cool, but I'm assuming it might be this impersonator that you're kind of laughing at. But then I guess once you're like, all right, now it's just me, you're like, I don't need the costume. I don't need to do the laugh. I'm just getting it as me. Because the only reason why I asked, because when I first toured, I know everybody wanted to see the geezer character, and I had to give people what they wanted.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to do the whole, bro, I've been doing comedy for years now, so I'm gonna go. I was like, give the people what they want. And obviously I've done that to an extent of like, I'd go out, I'd have the flat cap on, I'd give out some red stripes and stuff. Then I'd come back as me and do the comedy, and then people would say, oh right, you're actually quite good, you know? But then it was also knowing that, like, it was like, I could see some people like, oh, are you going to do more?
They wanted the other.
Yeah, and I think it's like, I knew I could do it, but it's almost knowing that, like, this is only going to run for so long. For so long. Was that the same for you? That's why I asked that question.
This is it, is that I tried to address that straight away, Mo. And I think that was I don't want to live in regret, but I think it could have been one of the mistakes that I made. Okay. Because it's just a coincidence again. In the paper, in the Voice newspaper, the Voice newspaper was the Lookalike, yeah? But then at the same time, they were now doing auditions at the 291 Club in Hackney.
Oh, okay.
Right? And because I just had that little experience, and plus I'd taken off the costume and everything, and I thought, okay, so I reckon that I can go to the 291 in Hackney and talk about stuff. Yeah.
And this was at Hackney Empire.
This was at Hackney Empire, right? This is about 92. You know what I mean?
This was like our UK equivalent to like Apollo, basically, innit? Yeah.
We're talking about people coming to de-stress from a hard day's work. Yeah, vex, lad, vex. During that period of my of getting into the comedy, I'm like this. I'm not like most comedians would say, yeah, I'm just funny and that's it. Yeah, I like to study what I'm doing, bro. Yeah, and it didn't take me too long to realise that historically we've got very little history when it came to Black British comedy. Very little.
Yeah.
Very little. I mean, you know, you breaking into mainstream now, right? We can go. Charlie Williams, Lenny Henry, Richard Blackwood, Mo. We can literally do that. Yeah. So I then started to study comedy, and I had to go over to America.
What was that like?
When I say I went over to America, I studied America, and the humour and why the humour came about. The fact that it came from the frustration of being suppressed, etc., etc.
Yeah.
The chicheling circuit that then develops to when you sort of like get to Harlem. Yeah. So who were the crossover comedians and why? So you had people like Godfrey Cambridge, you had people like Dick Gregory, right? We're not now talking about just performing for performing's sake. We're talking about people who were performing to change narrative. And perception. Yeah.
So you went over there to study. What year was this then?
This is 92. I was in England. I'm reading books. I'm reading. I didn't physically get myself up to go because I had children.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could have gone to America years ago, but for my family commitments. Yeah, because I've got like 3 daughters.
Okay.
Right. And the beauty of doing stand-up is that I can look after my children and then I can go and do the stand-up in the evening.
Do the thing at night. Yeah, man.
It's beautiful life, bruv. Yeah. I'm pushing them on the swing. You're looking at the same brick day in, day out. Yeah, I'm taking them to the nursery and I'm bringing them back and I'm giving them tea. And my wife can then go and develop her career. Yeah, because I didn't mind looking after my children. Yeah. I had no issues with that. You know? So it was like, once I started reading about what Black America went through, and then I started to compare it with what we were going through, and I realised that there were comics who are out there who were addressing social issues. So I realised very early that I'm a social commentator when it comes to comedy. Yeah. And that's why audiences may find me a bit challenging, because it's supposed to be. Yeah. It's supposed to be. You've been joking about us for years, donkey's years, and we've been sitting there chalky, all of that kind of thing, rubber lips, you know what I mean? Your cartoons with the big lips and the cooking pot and all of that lot. Yeah. So let's now tell you where you get your history from. Let's now tell you where you get your maths from. Let's now tell you where you get your science from. But we do it with a smile, because that's what I learned from Leo Chester. Yeah, I've got the shoulders that I stand on, and I know whose shoulders I do stand on. Yeah. So on studying this, and then I'm starting to study black comedy, and I went down to the Albany Empire, and for the first time I saw Curtis Walker, I saw Ishmael, I saw Leo Chester, I saw Short, Sharp and Shocking, which is Llewellyn Gideon.
Oh yes, yeah.
And the likes. And so I had to kind of like decide to myself, where am I gonna pitch myself in all of this? Because what I'm hearing is a lot of Jamaican humour. Yeah. This is all Jamaican humour I'm hearing. All of it was Jamaican humour.
Yeah.
And I'm not Jamaican. My parents are South American.
What part of South America are you from?
Guyana.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
So don't come and talk to me about small island. You understand what I mean? Because we can fit Jamaica into Guyana 8 times. Yeah. So once you start, especially with the black audience, once you start now taking the mick, they're like, who is this boy? Who him think he is? Who him think he is? Who him think he is? And I'm like, who do I think I am? Yeah, because they notice now, that we are the same, but we're not the same. Yeah. And it's like, I went, right, here's the one common denominator we have all amongst us. Do you know what I mean? Any Jamaicans in the room? Yeah, with a Jamaican passport. That's the common denominator. We're all black British blood. See? So let's talk about what it is to be black British. So the comedy
you're very, very good at doing that though. Like I think even being on the circuit and seeing you at like when I was young and seeing you come on like a Sunday show, for example.
Yes, that's where I met you.
Yeah, but it was like a young audience.
Yeah.
And it was like when you was on stage, it was like the way you demanded the attention of such a young audience, where we all go, oh right, yeah,
it's uncle.
We got to sit up and listen, you know. Yeah. But it never felt preachy. It was always funny. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you.
I always sat there and I was like, this is really fucking funny, man.
Thank you.
There's a bit of material you talk about. Is it the bus drivers? You talk about you said, I know where my family are from because we're from, is it the Moors?
The Moors, yeah.
That material,
yeah.
That I think that's the one.
Yeah.
When I think of you, I always think of that.
Oh, thank you, bro.
That one and the Sharia law one.
Okay, Sharia law.
Them ones are like that's my like when I think of you, I'm like, you know, everyone has like their showpiece bit of material.
Yeah.
But I remember you doing stuff like that even at Sunday show, which was like, oh, right, man, yeah, really.
I know, because the thing, thank you.
You don't take no prisoners. Like,
no.
Yeah. No. It's very nice to watch, like as from an outsider, but also as a comedian. It's just like, yeah, man, like he's on stage and he's not taking any shit. You analyze your audience, which all comics do. But also in that field of like Sunday show was a very young audience where you'd have rappers, singers, so it was never a comedy show. No, as such. It was almost like an entertainment show,
like a variety show.
Yes.
But it was brilliant. Because when I watched you at that, I was like, hold on a minute. The guy ain't exactly telling jokes.
Yeah. I wasn't
exactly, because remember, I've had to come from a background of like, once I got into the comedy, you had to understand joke structure. You had to understand, you know what I mean, similes. You had to understand metaphors. You had to understand sit up and punch. You had to understand comparisons.
It's like learning piano. Yeah. I definitely agree. 100%.
But I watched you. And I was like, this guy's holding them, he's engaging in them, and he's just chatting with them.
Thank you. Yeah,
and I remember talking to you, and you go, this is what you said to me. I want to be an actor.
Yeah. Them times that was the goal. The reason why I done stand up is because I remember I done performing arts at school, and I loved doing like the funny characters and stuff.
Okay.
And then everyone would always say to me in school, like, right, you're really funny. And I watched a lot of Def Comedy Jam.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting what you're saying about how, you know, and I grew up probably as a teenager watching loads of Def Comedy Jam and then telling everyone, I'm like, oh, there's this comic that I watched last night. He does this bit about the LA riots. Okay. I didn't know nothing about the LA riots, but I learned it and told everyone else. And I said, yeah, you should watch this one comic, and he does this thing. And because what I liked about Sunday's show, it wasn't always the highlight of, let's say, the big comedian at the time, because obviously, you know, Chris Tucker, Martin Lawrence were some of the like more standout comics, but you know, you'd have like comics who you're like, oh, this guy's hilarious. And knowing that my friends, we didn't have you couldn't just type it in on YouTube.
No,
so
you
I'd have to, and then they'd laugh like I told the joke, and I'd say, no, I borrowed the DVD. But seeing everyone laugh, and then I'd make people laugh, and then acting was always that's the thing I want to do.
Yeah, I remember you saying that to me.
Yeah, that was always the thing. But it was interesting how comedy played a part, because I started to not enjoy acting anymore. Okay. Because it felt so, it didn't feel like, it doesn't matter how good an actor you are, it's based on everything else. It's based on the look, it might be the director, the exec, the film, do you sound like, it's like everything that, all I can do is go in and do an audition where stand up, go on stage as me,
you.
I leave as me, and I get judged as me, and I said, oh, I like this, man. Like, I really like this. There's that beautiful thing where you have, where as a comic you have people in the palm of your hand, and I always used to love, when I first started, the realization where I'm telling something and I'm going, oh, right, it's got mad quiet. Everyone's really listening.
That's scary, though. That's a scary moment, bro. Because you have them.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, where you're like, okay, I've got them.
Yeah. Now what are you going to do?
And now it's that pressure. I think that's sometimes where the pressure now comes with stand-up. I don't always say it's about being that funny. It's about, oh, I've got their attention. I've got everyone. So room silent. And then that's when I think you're able to understand, you know, I think later on in life, I got to understand the timing a bit more.
There you go.
Okay, you got to do the timing. You've got to, okay, here's a callback, but you don't know it's coming.
That's right.
You know.
So you're getting technical with it now, which is what I love.
Yes, yeah.
Which is what I love.
Definitely at that stage, Sunday show, I was just having a good time, man.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it, because that's what I felt. I felt like I was coming into you lot's world.
Yes.
Do you get me? And it was like I didn't want to come over as Uncle Rudy, because then it's like you're disciplining everybody and you're suppressing them. They've come to let go, innit? Yeah. You know what I mean? They've come to let go, but it's like, what are you gonna let them go about? And it's like, because I started. Remember, I got into comedy late, 28. So I'm pushing into my 30s. And you know what I mean? You've got all these impressionable youth in front of you, and it's like, the thing is, like I said, we're taking back our own narrative. So that's why when I spoke about filling out the job application form, and they go, "Are you English? Are you whatever?" And I go, "Well, I'm more. I'm a more," because that tells me who I was, where I came from, what I. You know what I mean? You're not I'm just going to just put black, because then that means, oh, you started off from slavery. I put more. We go back 600 years when we was running Spain. Yeah, but I don't say all of that on stage. I'm like, I've said it. Now, who understood what I said?
Yeah. That's it right there, boy. Because some people are like, yeah, and there's others like, what's the thing? Yes.
Yeah. So the laughs were important to me, but the applause were more so.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The applause breaks. The applause breaks were more.
When you do stand up, sometimes it's like, oh right, yeah, you look like that, yeah. I'm not even doing any jokes.
That's right. But you can totally identify. So, like I said, the mistake that I made of transferring from a lookalike to the stand up was when I did the 291. I wanted to do this. I wanted to talk about going through the job centre and seeing a set of 2 doors. It went skilled or unskilled, so I went through the skilled door. Another set, it said male or female. We weren't confused back in the day. Right? And then there was a final set of 2 doors, and it said Labour or Conservative. And I thought, I'm ambitious and enterprising. And I went through the Conservative door, and I found myself back out on the street again, right? Because that's how jobs were then. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about these things, but I wanted to talk about it as a Rasta man, as how the Rasta man then would talk to us. Yeah. You get me? Yeah, cause you see how the white man I treat, you know. Yeah, we have to watch them, you know. We have to. So I had this. When I went to do the audition at the 291, I had the locks, I had the spliff, I had the glasses, I had the character and everything. And I started during rehearsals. I started to do that bit, and Charlie Hanson, who's a TV producer at the time, right? He produced the McCoy, right? Great guy as well. The Black Theatre Cooperative, yeah. So we're talking about the Posse and the BB crew, who first of all went up and down the country to create the national comedy circuit that we have today, yeah. And then off the back of them lot doing that, we then had the stand-ups came afterwards. Yeah, so the theatres went out first. Oliver Samuels and them. Oliver them went out first. Charles Tomlins and Devon Morgan and all of them lot with Blue Mountain. They came next. Yeah, they started going up to Manchester, Birmingham, blah 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 blah. The real McCoy bus. Yeah, then we jumped onto that circuit as comedians. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, let's go back. So then. I came out on stage as this character called Natty Bungo, yeah, and I started going on with my badness, and then Charlie Hanson ran up on the stage and he went to me, you know what? Because this was the first time we was going to have this thing on TV, and he goes, you know what? You see that Rasta character that you got there? I think he's going to frighten the old lady who lives in Bournemouth, you know, Brighton.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Now I don't know about TV. He goes, I don't think you should wear the locks and the glasses and the spliff and everything. And I was like, okay, because I want to be on TV, and I didn't realise that. In all honesty, I was that naive. I didn't realise the character had gone. Yeah. So DJ Elaine that night on the 291, she introduced me as because I was cabbing the cab driver from Harlem, the Eddie Murphy lookalike. And I walked out onto the stage in a pair of jeans and just a top. Not looking like Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Not looking like Natty Bungo. And plus I'm going to go up and do this routine. Yeah. Right? So it's a mess already.
Yeah. Everything that you would have.
Everything is gone.
Yeah.
right?
No Natty Bungle, there's no
nothing.
It's just you.
Yeah. Me just chatting bullshit. Because it's not linked to nothing. So it didn't take them too long. All you could hear was mad cow disease. Boo, 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 boo. Brother, shit, you know. Fucking hell. Get him off. What's he doing? Oi! Boo! Boo! And the thing is, that night they set them up with placards and everything going off.
Really?
Off. Yeah, it was violent, man. Tony Gotti came out as the Sandman, right? He was in a cot, kind of like thing with a nappy, right? Full of doo-doo and shit like that, you know what I mean? And a big hook trying to get me off the stage. This was shown on TV. This was shown on TV. For 5 years, Mo, I could not walk on the stage in front of a black audience. The moment I walk on the stage, they went, hey, that's that brother from the 291, you know. Hey, yo! Boo! 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 Come off the stage, come on! Nobody wanted to listen to what I had to say.
Swear?
Yeah, nobody.
For 5 years?
Nearly 5 years. I was depressed. But I'm coming from a background of somebody who succeeded in everything he did up to that point in my life. Everything I did.
Yeah.
Everything I put my mind to, I was able to achieve.
Yeah.
But for 5 years, because this time Tabernacle was getting developed, quite a few things are getting developed on the black circuit, right? And this audience is telling me this, right? But I had already, like I said, I when I come into something, I come into it. So I already established that I needed an agent, I needed management, I needed all of these things. Yeah, which I had put in place. So I ended up going onto the mainstream circuit, doing what I do. Yeah.
Did you change your material in any way? Yeah.
I changed because listen, there's no point in me turning around and telling you your face look like when mango ripe and ready to file. Yeah, with all them spot on there. Well, I find that funny. You find that funny. Say that in front of a white guy. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I have to go, your face look like when pizza dry up and shrivel up. Anchovies and like it's ready for file.
Yeah.
The joke is still the same, but the audience that I'm talking to is different.
So you just kind of still the same joke. I guess it's like you're changing the translation.
That's all.
Of how you're telling it.
Yeah.
What was the mainstream circuit like for you as a black comic? Was there ever that kind of like, okay, I'm going to do mainstream, and I've got to restart, or is it that I know I'm funny?
Because the thing is, I was born here, so I already know who I'm talking to when it comes to white people. They don't know me.
Yeah.
They don't know us.
Yeah.
We know you already. We see you on TV. We're in the culture.
Yeah.
So for them, it's interesting to hear a different point of view. And the point of view that you're getting is not one of just a black man. You're getting one of a working class black man. But they took the time to listen to what I had to say. The 291 after I did the 291, black audiences weren't listening.
Okay.
And then because I weren't going to do the Jamaican thing, they don't want to listen. So even that had to be readdressed.
Okay.
And that was quickly readdressed. Because the one thing I realised pretty quickly was that you can't go to a job centre and say, you know what, I want to be a comedian. If we got to stand on each other's shoulders, that means we have to do it. We. So Keith Palmer and myself, we met up down at the pub next door to Hackney Empire, met up with Marcus Simmons was performing at the time. We started to chat. Keith got booed off the 291 as well. Keith Palmer, MBE. Yeah. And we set up the comedy school.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Comedy school set up 98? Right, something like that. Comedy school. So the comedy school brings you Judy Love, the comedy school brings you Kane Brown, the comedy school brings you Quincy, the comedy school brings you Mr. C, the comedy school brings you Glenda. The comedy school, we started that down in Stratford. We put together a proper comedy course for black people. Yeah, because I used to go to Jackson's Lane, right? Because I told you I'm still up to this day. I'm still a student of comedy. Yeah, so when I went to Jackson's Lane to learn how to write comedy and stuff like that, and I started to tell them what I wanted to talk about, and they started to explain to me, well, culturally, this audience is not going to understand you. And I'm saying, well, hold on a minute. Well, so what you're basically saying, I got to water down what I'm doing, innit? I don't really want to water down what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I want to talk my talk. See? And not only that, if I can get on the bus and hear a couple of children talking, yeah, and they sound like they're black, and I turn around and they're white and Asian, they can fucking understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah? So we got hold of a guy called Tony Allen. Tony Allen put together a structured comedy course, right? So for about a year or so, Tony Allen was teaching this course. I'm sitting in the room and I'm dissecting everything he's telling us. And then I'm taking it and I'm injecting this comedy course now with Marcus Garvey. I'm injecting this comedy course with Malcolm X, right? I'm injecting this comedy course with Self-Reliance and We Gotta Do for Self. Yeah? Good. So we've got this comedy course now. So in walks Quincy, in walks Kojo, in walks Axel, in walks all of these youth them. Yeah? And now we start talking. Next thing you know, Kojo goes out there. He sets up the fun house. Right? The fun house brings you Junior Brooker. The fun house brings you Eddie Caddy. The fun house starts bringing you all these people. So the ethos of the comedy school is growth, self-reliance and growth. And we stand on one of the shoulders in order to get there. It also brings new voices to the table. Not Jamaican voices. Yeah. Right? Quincy's out there. You hear the Barbadian in Quincy. Yeah? Right? Kojo's out there. You hear the Ghanaian. Latif is out there. Yeah? Black British ain't just Jamaican.
Yeah. So I guess it's like with the comedy school, I guess it's like it's opening the doors to people to come in, understand comedy, but it's not just this one lane of just telling material. Do you know what I mean?
No, well, like I said, our history's thin. Now we got shit, bruv.
Yeah.
Now we got shit. Right? We've created our own ladder. Yeah, I'm an OG, and I don't say that lightly. I say that because I know what I put into the comedy scene in terms of the black comedy scene, right? The doors that it opens for when people started walking through Jongleurs. Jongleurs had 17 clubs up and down the country.
Because you've played the clubs, man.
I opened up at least 15 of those clubs.
Wow.
I headlined most of those clubs.
What was them days like? Because
those were the brilliant days.
I missed out on those days, man. I used to hear like comics could do Jongleurs. I'm like, I hear this like a weekend you could do, and you do like, what's it like, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you do 2 shows in a night. Yeah, you can do 2 shows in one, and plus you might be doing the Comedy Store and Bell and Banana and all these other clubs. Wow.
We were. When I tell you, I paid for my house and everything, bro. Bruv. Yeah, people wanted to knock Jongleurs because the thing is that Jongleurs catered to, like I said, the working class who wanted to come out and just have a night out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you go to Edinburgh and you do the art centres, you know what I mean? You have this highfalutin concept and blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? And people are sitting there, half of them sitting there in fucking silence.
It's cold in Edinburgh as well. Come out from the rain.
Listen, man. Right? And then now we have to start talking about the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are the people who are the critics. The writers who suppress black comedy and suppress working class white comics because you don't meet the middle class standards that TV wants in order for you to show what Britain is supposed to be like.
Because you spoke about that. I remember when you was on my documentary, and I really appreciate you being part of that as well.
No, thanks for having me, bro.
I really, really appreciated, because it's like, for me, it was just a passion project. It was just like, I'm doing this thing that I love doing, but it's all these people that have come before me and telling stories to a wider community that people don't even understand as well. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, you spoke about people like Gatekeepers and stuff, and like just now I'm talking about suppression in comedy. How detrimental do you think that's been to the black circuit? Because you're a comic that played the clubs and you're doing the Jongleurs and stuff, but you know, I remember yourself and Angie talking about Gatekeepers, which was one very disheartening to hear. Yeah, because I guess it's almost like, how much could our circuit have thrived
if they had opened the doors from the days of Kenny Lynch? If they had opened the doors the days of Kenny Lynch, all it means is that you're taking food out of a white man's mouth, right? That's the perception. right? Not the fact that you're making Britain that much more fruitful because of the different cultures, the different varieties, the different spices. Yeah, people are now starting to people wanting to protect their own interests now. You reach a certain level when you're doing the comedy, and you've gone past doing 20 minutes, and now you're into 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. You have to become interesting now. So what are you going to talk about? That's going to be of interest. For the TV audience, the interest is hearing our story. They already know their story. They don't know our story. They know, oh, I know Leroy. Oh, yeah, you're right, Leroy. Yeah, everyone's supposed to know Leroy. What about Errol? What about Ian? What about Jennifer? What about Patsy? You don't know about them. You ain't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? But we can tell you about Chardonnay and Primani, and we can tell you about you.
Yeah.
And that's where it doesn't matter if you're a proficient black comedian and you go anywhere in the UK, the white audience will sit down and want to listen to what you got to say because it's interest. You have to have interest as well as being well. No, that's my opinion. I like to think that you have to have something interesting to say as well as be funny. Yeah?
It's everything you're saying hits home so much because when I started doing more mainstream shows. And it is just like, going to the middle of nowhere to perform to 200 people. And, I'd be like, I'm wearing a hoodie and I got some trainers on. And, you're in the green room and comics would be like, oh, you got nice trainers, man. Wow. And I'm like, yeah, these are just standard when you go back home. Yeah, bro, it's just any crepes. But I first really realised once I was on that circuit of talking about, where I'm from, like my dad is a Rastafarian and I grew up here and like, my mum does this and and your mum's like this, but then you got your auntie. And I used to always, it was the one thing that I think I learned that helped me so much. By the time I toured, I was like, oh, like people want to know about me and my life in a way that I was opening up their world to. They're like, raw, I had no idea.
Bro, you killed the stereotypes. They looked at you and they went, oh, he's got uncle and aunt. I didn't know they had uncles and aunts. I thought they just rob.
Yeah.
You're killing the stereotypes, bruv. You're breaking down walls.
Yeah.
Yeah? But the thing is that, like with people like yourself and Babatunde and Eddie, which is good, and Eddie Nesta, I want to put Eddie Nesta in there. Do you know what I mean? Is that you let people in a way where they feel comfortable. And the people that I'm talking about, we're talking gatekeepers now. The comfortable people are the producers, are the directors, are the management. Yeah? So you've said to me when I came in here, you know what, Rudy, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. We don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Nice one. Yeah? It's because of your show. Yeah? But now we're going to go and mock the week or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And you start saying stuff, you'll start saying, calm down, Tiger, calm down. Easy. That's what you hear on the side. You'll hear it. Because them know, so you're going to come from a different angle that they ain't going to come from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you're going to sit down and play with them and smile with them, come in and smile with a lot of them. Yeah? A lot of them, the mainstream comics, Joe Brown, blah, 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 they know me. I know them. It's not that we don't know each other. We all know each other.
Yeah?
Your politics, my culture, and it's not the same. And I was never going to water that down. Yeah? So so I'm good once I'm in front of the audience and I'm doing my thing. But once I get in the dressing room now, boy, it is a black and white thing. It is a cultural thing. Yeah? And they just now heard the audience respond to what I just had to say. Yeah? Now, when other comics will come in, it's like, how you play the game behind the scene now. How do you play the game? That's why I knew I needed to have an agent to front me, because half of them ain't going to like what I have to say.
Yeah. When you're doing comedy in the 90s, I know on the doc a little bit you speak about, gatekeepers and television, and that was the time also where the Real McCoy's boom was iconic.
We killed it, man.
Do you know what I mean?
We killed it.
What was it like for you at that time? Because I feel like there's always a moment in history when something is happening and everyone knows, especially, I was a child at that time, but for someone like yourself who's on the circuit where you're like, "Rah, this thing is popping, man," and you could imagine, like, even for me and my family, it was like, we're gonna sit and watch Real McCoy. It was event-based TV.
Yeah, it was.
You know, what was it like for you at that time? Because, you know, you speak about the gatekeepers, and then trying to get in to even have a meeting must have felt like my life can change, but I've not seen it change for anyone else yet.
It was lonely,
what was
bro.
that like? Yeah.
To me, at that point in time, it was lonely. Because, like, there was Junior Simpson, there was like myself, there was like Roger D, and we're going through the corridors of the BBC and places like that at the time. But I don't know how to play the game, Mo.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of deals or conversations was made as people were crossing each other and talking, not necessarily sitting down in the boardroom and think that the decision done been made for you to now sit down and actually write the sitcom and whatever you. I didn't know how to play the game, right? And it's not that I'm an ignorant black man or anything like that. I just didn't know. The agent that I had at the time, who understood me and was walking me through those corridors, right? He had some stuff happen to him because Gina was with the same agency as well. Because when I'm telling you, man, they know what I was doing. When I said, right, I'm going to get management, I'm going to get this, and they was like, "Rah, Rudy's all over the place. Let me follow Rudy. Let me see what he's doing." Yeah, so Gina saw what I was doing. Then she joined up with the same agency. Yeah. Paul Dudridge, it was called Dudridge Management. Yeah. Paul Tonkinson, Phil Jupiters. They had quite a few of us. And so he was my front. He was my front. I can't remember what happened. I can't really say because it's his personal life, but he had to leave. When that happened, that was me gone because I had nobody to front me now.
And I guess it's that person that can pitch you for stuff, but also talk about you in the room when you're not in the room. That's
what I'm saying. So it's like, I love what Polly and what Dave has done. Yeah? Because if them man weren't in the room, you wouldn't get nothing, bruv. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? White talks to white. Yeah? But them man front it. Yeah? And it wasn't like they were just fronting it for fronting it. Say, you got talent. You get me? You've proved it. Babatunde's proved it. Eddie's proved it. Do you know what I mean? Slim. All of them, man, they've proved it. But this is Britain that we live in. And yeah, as much as we're part of Britain, I was born here since 1963, right? It doesn't make you English. It just means you're British. Right? So they have to dictate what's going to be broadcast. They have to dictate what people are going to see from what they're not going to see. Yeah? They're the ones, they want to put the personalities there that's going to sell them the toilet paper.
Yeah.
And without the representation, it's like I can only go so far. So the circuit then took hold of me. The comedy circuit then took hold of me and started throwing me around the world. So I went to Afghanistan, I went to Iraq, I went to Bosnia. I did all of these. You entertained
the troops and stuff, right?
I did all of that.
How was that experience like? Because I guess it's like you're doing what you get to do, but now you're also traveling the world as a comic.
Yeah.
It's that thing where it takes you out to the comfort zones of what you're used to, and now you're like, I'm going to this place.
Yeah.
And
well, first of all, I would have to big up Angie, right? This was the same woman who allowed me to do the stand-up show, myself and Toju. Right, so we were the first. Well, I was one of the first black comedians to do the stand-up show.
Is that BBC One?
BBC One, yeah.
Yes, he's come on kind of late though.
Yeah, it was on late because this 10, is it. This
o'clock.
Yes, it was late because now we're talking about differences of opinion. Do you get me? These were the comics who were on edge.
Yeah.
You can't be on edge today. You can't say
BBC One on like a Saturday.
Yeah,
after match of the day.
That's right. This was edgy comedy, bro. This was comedy that was like pow pow pow,
and it was like in the round, wasn't it? Yeah. I used to watch that. Yeah.
You could say stuff them time there. Nowadays, you can't even say I'm going to squash a grape. Someone's going to go, yeah, but grapes got feelings. Shut up. Shut up. Grapes got feelings, right? You know what I mean? So the circuit grabbed hold of me. It was like, all right, so TV's not going to let you do what you do, right? But we're going to boom, 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 boom. We're going to keep you going.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Because Mo, as I said, I didn't come into it with the intention of being a big star. I didn't even think about coming into it. I told you how I accidentally slipped into it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just piling up coins on a hot plate, pissing off the chefs. You know, I didn't pick me. I didn't pick it. It picked me.
Yeah. Do you ever think that, like, you as a comic, almost like with the route that you've taken and the route that has essentially picked you was the right route to let you thrive in some ways? Do you know what I mean? Do you ever...
I think I look at it that in the grand scheme of things, it's like, why was you put here? Yeah. And if you say to yourself, well, everybody's here for a reason. Everybody's here to do something. Yeah. Right? Everyone's here to pay a service. Yeah. Then I accept that was my role. Yeah. Yeah. I'm grateful for the fact that the people that I've helped, or the people who understood what I was actually doing in the first place, are the same ones who are feeding me today. So whereas I was this big headline act at one point, I get a call from Kojo. I get a call from Quincy. I get a call from Mr. C. I get a call from you. So I've always been like supportive, not knowing that the same people that I helped or spoke to would be the same that I would see later on. Do you know what I mean? Because all I'm thinking about is, you know what I mean, got my mortgage, got my kids. You get me? I am thinking about legacy. I've always thought legacy when it comes to comedy. To Black British comedy. I'm so proud of Black British comedy. Always thinking about legacy. How do we build it? How? Because our now Black comedy, we are an industry now. Yeah. Right? But you can't get to that unless you've got the levels first. You have to have that foundation. So the foundation everybody's going to start with is going to be the real McCoy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get up, stand up show. Do you get me? It's built its way to where it is. So now, you know what I mean, we can look back. Now your daughter or your son or your nephews and nieces can go, you know what I mean? Oh look, yeah, you got your Richard Blackwood, you got your this and you got your that. The next one's gonna be me, you know. Gonna be me. I want to be like. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because at first we was looking at Lenny and was like, yeah, Lenny's all right, but we don't want to be like Lenny. Not out of disrespect, but because Lenny came through new faces. Lenny had writers write for him. Do you know what I mean? Us lot, we talk about what's going on. Your face look like black, like some Dutch pot. We talk about what's in our yard and thing. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're bringing that. We're bringing Black British culture to you. Yeah, and then after that, Britain, you can do whatever you want to do because you normally do. You normally exploit the talents of Black British people, of Black people anyway. Yeah.
What do you think the future looks like? Because you said you've always cared about your legacy, you know, and as a comic, you're one of those comics that, you know, when people sit down and the next generation, you know, are performing on stage and, you know, with you writing a book, you know, you're going to be the person that they're like, okay, cool. Well, I know of maybe like Mo and Richard Blackwood and, you know, and then it's like when I listen to music and you hear the musicians like Nas say, yeah, but Grandmaster Flash,
that's how it goes.
That's where I know you might like my stuff and, you know, it might be like a Jay-Z being like, yeah, but let's not forget this person and being in that conversation that makes people dig a little bit deeper into whatever they're researching, and also the comics where even as, like I said, when you know, if you've been on the pod, it was like, you're a comic that I love watching because one, I never know what I'm gonna get. Yeah. But also it's just the way that you're able to control a room. You're a seasoned comic that, you know, that's why I ask about the Jongleurs days and stuff, because I'm like, I remember I'd done a couple of Jongleurs, kind of when Jongleurs was on the way out. Okay. And the first time being on stage and seeing someone walk through with a pizza, and I was like, the fuck is going on, bruv? Yeah. How's someone got a pizza? Yeah. And then you've got people that, hey. Yeah. And I sit there and I was like, bro, what is this? Is this what mainstream comedy's like? Yeah. But also knowing that when I then tell people my route, and I'm like, yeah, like I done Sunday show. Right. You get a bag of goons at the front of the show who don't even know comedy. And they got beef with people inside, and it might kick off, but they're enjoying what I'm talking about. And I know there'd be other comics that would be like, how did you perform in that? Yeah. But like knowing that you was able to
read the
play in both of those positions, it's the art of watching. I don't know, like, I guess it's like a boxer where he switches styles and you're like, oh, he's on the right. Oh my God, he just went southpaw. Oh, right, that's. He's all right. He's not the Prince Nazim, but you're like, okay, cool. I want to learn how he done that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's how, like, the next generation will talk about, Rudi Lickwood, Lickwood, in a sense of like being like, for myself anyway. When I watch you as a comic, it's like, oh, yeah, man, like. The way he can control that room, and people feel a bit on edge, and I know what's coming, but they don't. I think that's why I enjoy watching you so much when you release at the show, where he said, "Oh, did you hear that, guys? Mo's got a basement. Must be." And it's like I didn't even clock. I said, "Oh yeah, he's got you, man.
That was funny though.
It was very funny. Like me and my boys were laughing, man.
That was funny, bro.
But it's those like observations that like a comic who's played every type of room and every environment can just like, all right, that's the vibe. I've seen that's the talker. Cool, let's
go with that.
Yes. Yeah. It's a very amazing skill that not a lot of comics can always do unless you know the game of comedy. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. I mean, we got seasoned pros at that. You got Steve K. Amos, you got Kane Brown. Do you know what I mean? I remember Kane came through the comedy school too. He's breaking boundaries. He's opening up. You understand?
Yeah. Because we had him on the pod. He was.
Oh, you had Kane, yeah?
Literally saying the same thing you're speaking about. Yeah.
So
his comedy journey started quite late as well.
Okay. That's interesting. So I remember doing the Jongleurs show, and it was like I walked into the room, and the room was like all over the place, kind of like thing. And I was watching Cat, and he was just being. It wasn't being passive aggressive with them. Just aggressive.
Yeah.
So there's different ways of teaching. There's different ways of showing. Sometimes you don't always have to say it. You show it. Like you would do show and tell. You'll tell us something, then you'll show it. Tell us, and then you show it as a performer. Yeah. So I remember that night showing him. It's like, you can say what you're going to say, but now. You've got to give him some sugar as well. Kane ran with that without even realising it.
Oh, wow.
Now, when I watch Kane, Kane's a beast.
Yeah. Kane's always been
Kane is a beast, bruv.
Yeah. I like watching Kane, because when I watch Kane, I remember I said to Kane, we had a show in Cardiff, and he went on before me, and I've never been after someone like yourself or Richard or Slim. I've always been before because one, I've got to respect my elders, but also it's like, these men been in the game, innit? So this was the first time that I'd been after like Kane, and I was watching at the side like, bro, he's
this
murking,
is the Kane
man.
Brown show,
he's murking. And I had to up my game. It was the first time.
You too.
Because as much as it's my show, I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper in a sense of like, just do like 5. And then I'll go on and I'll do 45. I was like, no, I want everyone to have a great time, but also want to stand amongst, like a Kane and say like, all right, cool. I got to up my game. I got to be sharp. I can't, come on and...
Waffle. There's no waffle.
But also I think what I realised, it was the aspect of like, then you realise you're like, I've never ever tried to compete with a comic. It's always like, I want in on this laugh now. So it was almost like, cool. When am I? All right, cool. When I get on, I want to share within what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Of the laughter. Yeah, I feel like you have to be with comedy, because I feel like when you jump on stage, if someone murks, it's the realisation of that.
No, but you just give it up. This is what I learned. You just give it up. You give it. You give him his dues. And then you get on with your shit. And so long as you don't ignore what just now happened, because if you're gonna go and try and swim against the tide, you're not drown, blood. I've seen so many of them drown. They're like, hey, you're drowning, blood. Come off. You might come. Let me give you a hug. Let me give you a hug. But once you've acknowledged what he's tore up the room, and you acknowledge it, that's all they want you to do, and then you can get on and do what your thing. Because like, there's been so many tours I know my peer group, and I'm talking about black and white now. And my peer group, and I go, hey, why don't you let me come out on tour with you? What? No. No. I go, come on, Rudy, come on. Come on, Rudy. No, come on, Rudy, come on. And I just have to go, okay, shit. And it hurts because at the same time I know it exposes me to an audience I would never have been in front of. And it's respectful at the same time because they've told you outright. Do you know what I mean? And I've had TV comics to say this to me. I'm not just saying. Yeah. And they'll go, no. That's the bit where you kind of go, well, it can be frustrating knowing that your peer group think of you highly in that way. But like I said, you're a team player. You've given them lot. You've said, nah, go on, Kane. Right? A lot of them will go, no. Right? I've done stuff with Lenny Henry. Right? I've never really spoken about this. Hammersmith. Can't remember the year. Lenny was doing a show, and I walked in, and my name's on the dressing door. On the dressing room. There's fruit. I mean, they expect me. I'm excited. I'm fucking excited. I'm opening up for Lenny Henry. I'm doing the warm-ups for Lenny Henry, bruh. It's huge, bruv.
Yeah, man.
So I decided to come out of my dressing room, go around and talk to Lenny. And Lenny just took one look at me and he goes, not you. No. He ain't going on before me. And I went back to the room and I looked at the door and it said, Rudi Lickwood. I looked in the room and it had fruit. And he goes, I'll tell you what, you can go on after me. Yeah? And then I went, you know what? Forget it, man. Forget it. So he then got me to do the TV warm-ups for Runaround. There was a TV program called Runaround at the time. I think I must have done about 8 of them or whatever. And when the next time we bucked up and I saw him, and I went, Lenny, do you remember me? You know what I mean? And he goes to me, yeah, I know you. I goes, do you remember I was meant to do the opening, the warm-up for you? And he goes, yeah. And I didn't get to do it. You know what I mean? And he goes, then why do you think you got Runaround? You know what I mean? So that threw me. That just totally confused me. I didn't know what that was meant to mean. And then later on, I kind of like understood that when you're an unknown entity and people are not sure about what to expect, right? And you reach a certain level, you don't take chances.
Yeah.
Because once you can take an audience to a certain space in their minds, and then you want to try and reset them to do your show, they are going to make a comparison.
Yeah.
Between what they're seeing and what they've just seen. And to protect yourself sometimes, you don't give them that option to make that comparison. You know?
I find that so weird though, because I always find that, like, you know, when it comes to, I always use the analogy of Amazon, people who bought this book like this book. And I use the same thing with comedy, where if I see a young stand-up and I'm like, oh my God, they're so funny, I'm like, I'd love that person to support me on tour. It's not to make myself look better, but we're from the same worlds. We talk about the same things. We're going to have the same audience. You're going to thrive in this space where if I know this is my audience, I know you will definitely thrive, and I want to see you thrive in that same arena as me. Do you know what I mean?
But not everyone. That's why I said that right at the beginning. I said you're an individual. That's how you think, and you'd like to think. Sometimes you do like to think everybody thinks the same, and you quickly realise they don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have this wonderful relationship with Black British comedy and wanting to think about legacy and teaching people and creating the school, and do you know what I mean? But not all the other comics think that way. They'll think, yeah, well, I can grab this opportunity and run. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking, no, come back. Don't forget, we got to build, and we're doing this because we ain't got nothing in this country. Do you know what I mean? What have we got here? Yeah. Takeaways. We got hair shops. What else? You know what I mean? We want more. You know what I mean? That's why we call ourselves more, right? But anyway, I digress. But yeah. So it always it swings and roundabouts, and that's why, like, when I end up on podcasts like this, it tells me that things are coming round full circles. It tells me that what you did 5-6 years ago is now paying dividends. Do you know what I mean? Because the only thing that keeps me relevant is people like you. You know what I mean? The other comedians. Because at the end of the day, the promoters and stuff who book me, in comparison to the number of people who have seen me, is very small. It's a very small nucleus of promoters who are comfortable to say, you know what, Rudy, just go and do this, and they don't spin around and go, I wonder how that went. They're like, nah, that's good, that's covered. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because what do you? Because you spoke a little bit about legacy, but you've won awards as well. So what does that look like? Because it's like you were saying before, like you're referred to as like the uncle in some ways, and like an OG. So how do you kind of look towards like the second chapter of like Rudi of Rudi that I think is like is as much as the Rudi the comic, but it's Rudi the person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I mean, Rudi the person. I mean, I'd like to write. I really do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Writing, producing, directing, and these are some of the roads that I've seen. Some of my peer group who, of same age, not same stature, they're much higher levels than me, where they find themselves in positions to be able to do those sort of things. And what has changed the game, because it was Axel who told me this, right? Axel walked into a show one time and he goes, the game's changed. I go, what the freak are you talking about? He goes, ain't never going to be the same. And I was like, what are you talking about, Axel? And he was talking about the internet. Right? He was talking about going direct to the public. And the public sponsoring and buying you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Axel was selling out shows before he did Britain's Got Talent. Yeah? Because he already had a foundation through the internet. White Yardie Harry's another one. You know what I mean? Now Kane with Patreon and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah? I mean, it's just that I'm of a generation who by... Do you know what I mean? They only understand VHS. Right? But in all seriousness, right? When we had COVID, I was trying podcasts. Do you know what I mean? I was interviewing my peers. I was interviewing people and stuff like that. I did a show, a Friday morning show. Did a Saturday morning show. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying all of these things to utilizing the internet and getting access. You know what I mean? So I'm just throwing things at the wall to see what's going to stick and what isn't going to stick, kind of like thing. But and I think that's the road that I will kind of like hopefully find myself going down. I make a lot of mistakes, a hell of a lot of mistakes, but you can learn more from my mistakes than you can actually my successes, to be honest with you, Mo. So for me, it's just to continue doing what I do, because I love this game. I genuinely love it. When it comes to comedy, it's been, like I said, it's been able to finance my house. It's been able, my children. One's at university, one's doing their own thing and what have you. One's got 3 kids and married. You know what I mean, and all them kind of things. All off the back of comedy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in terms of legacy and that kind of thing, it's just to continually develop and grow within the field that we're in, and then jump on the backs of the younger comics in terms of giving me the goggles to see what's ahead. Because everyone's jumped off the back of me. They see what I can do from here, and they've gone, you know what, we can do this and this and this and this, and they will step forward and do it. And then now I have to look at you, so to speak, and go, right, so this and this and this is possible now, so what next? What next? What next? So it's one thing to be old physically, but when it comes to the comedy, I think your mind will always be agile. It will always be open. To opportunities, and so long as there's people of my age group that means there'll always be a marketplace. You know what I mean? I'm doing the cruise ships now. That says it all.
There's money on those cruise ships, boy.
I know that, you know that, but boy. Don't tell them, right? Right? But it's like there's places for you at every age that you go at. You know what I mean? You start off, let's say you start comedy early, you're going to go into the universities. You're going to outgrow the universities, bruv.
Yeah, that used to be me when I was young, man.
Yeah?
I used to bang out the uni gigs, man.
You're gonna outgrow them.
Gigs.
So you have to leave that and go to the next level. Then you have to leave that and go to the next level.
Yeah.
The difference is now is that it's happening as it should have been happening in the first place, right? In other words, now we're going through the levels, but people can see Black British now. I'm a celebrity, getting me out of here. That's mainstream.
Yeah.
We couldn't have seen something like that before. Yeah, and we're talking about consistency. We're talking about consistency now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about just the one black in, one black out. Do you know what I mean? The morning breakfast shows and all that kind of like stuff. Yeah, shame that it took George Floyd and things like that to happen. Do you know what I mean? Because after a while I was like, well, I don't see white people in adverts no more. What's going on? So, but what it meant is it meant that the playing field is where it needs to be now. Yeah. So a man like me had to go through what I went through in order for you to be where you are.
Yeah,
now.
most definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And I give thanks to the BB crew. I give thanks to the posse. Do you get me? I give thanks to Leo, Felix Dexter. Do you know what I mean? Malcolm Fredericks.
Yeah.
You get me? Angela Marr. Angela Marr had it tough. But what did Angela Marr do? She created her own production company called Straight to the Audience. When she did that, and she said, I'm not going to wait on the TV, I'm going to go straight to the audience, she started filling out theatres in the West End. Yeah, but when we grow up as kids, the mindset is that you have to go through the system. Yeah. And the system had the gatekeepers and all of these people who were blocking. Yeah, but the audience are saying, no, we want to hear, we want to see, we're interested. But you've got a few people who are preventing people from seeing the beauty of what Britain really has to offer in terms of the different ethnic, I won't say minorities, because white people, you're the minorities, you understand, right? But in order to see the different ethnic cultures and what they bring. Yeah. What they bring. You know? So yeah, you got me talking a lot, bruv. What's going on?
Honestly, I knew this would be a fun episode to have you on the pod, but just as a fan of comedy, you're always one of my favourite comics that I've always loved watching, in a sense of like, one, I know you're a comic that plays, you can play a black room, but you can then, go to a very mainstream, a pub, do you know what I mean? And still have people in the palm of your hands, which I think as I started to do more stand-up and you realise that, and you're like, oh, wow, okay. Like, there's not many that can come out of our comfort zones of, because I feel like you can get very comfortable when you're on the black circuit. Yeah, extremely. You'd be like, I can talk about this and then you can laugh about that. But for me, even as I've done that transition and seeing you in those spaces of like going to Up the Creek and being on the same lineup and be like, oh, okay, cool, I'm gonna sit and watch, and being like, oh wow, okay, all right, I see a master at work that's just got the audience almost, it's like puppetry, do you know what I mean? And it's like you're controlling that, as opposed to you going on and being like, watching the comic, you're like, oh, he does different stuff on this circuit, do you know what I mean? You're very, I think if I compared you to a footballer, yeah, because I always love a bit of an analogy. Okay. I always feel like you're like a proper centre midfielder. Do you know what I mean? You're going to go in with the tackles, and you're like, yeah, I'm going up for the corner, You're like, oh, right, man. Yeah, Rudy, he's going up for corners, He's not fucking around, man. And I think that's what I've always admired of you as a comic. Like, if we played football, you'll be like, oh man, I just like, get up, man. Just get up, man. Just give him one back. Yeah. I feel like that's always the energy that you've always given to myself and a lot of those comics. Do you know what I mean? Okay. It's like, well, stop crying if they don't like it. Take it somewhere else and just like do it somewhere else.
That's
do you know what I mean?
Just keep going, elevate. You got to get elevate. You got to keep. It's good. It's nice. That's why I'm saying it's. That's why to me, it was like things got really good. Do you know what I mean? When I started seeing all the different brothers and sisters, so it's not so much sisters, funny enough, but when I started seeing a lot of different brothers and people started talking about different things, it was like, yeah, this is representative of me, because as a kid growing up at school, do you know what I mean? I was a minority in terms of numbers when it came to black people. And I'm Harlesden, but I went to school in Wilson. I went to a Church of England school, so I didn't even go to a black-led church. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't even know that you had a band in church. I had no idea, blood. All I knew about was, you're like, right, well, I adopted that, right? So it was almost like I was getting to, the comedy allowed me to get to learn about me and learn about others. And then I was able to share what I learned about me and what I learned about you. And my ultimate thing is, sometimes I have to say to the audience, I am you and you are me, and that's why we're going to have good fun.
Oh, Rudy, man, I feel like we could talk for another 3 hours, man. It's been, honestly, it's such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I love everything that you do, but just like as a person and who you represent, in a sense of like just your love and appreciation for just us comics as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very authentic. Do you know what I mean? So I always appreciate it, and just pulling me up if I'm late, man. Like sometimes you need those ones, boy. Listen, don't be late, man.
Yeah, I had to prep you, man. I was like, Mo, man, when things come, bro, you don't want to be late.
Yeah, man.
You want to be on it, man.
No, I appreciate that, man. But
and then to hear you say, well, yeah, because because that's the thing, is that we always sometimes forget that we're not there to entertain our friends. We're entertaining people who we don't know.
Yeah. So
I even with my wifey, you know what I mean, I'm like, I'm going to work. She goes, yeah, but wait, I need you to drop me down the road or whatever. And I go, do you take me to work with you? She goes, no. I goes, well, I got to go to work.
Rudy, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
That's all right.
This is your beginning,
middle, and end.
Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that, man.
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. Now, a lot goes into making each episode. I know you hear my voice, but there's a team behind the scenes who help make it. And if you did enjoy it, I'd really, really appreciate if you could show the love to them by giving us 5 stars. And if you also have the time, please leave us a review. It's always appreciated, and we love reading the comments. And of course, we want to keep making it better. Thank you for listening, and have a great day. Peace.